Have you ever noticed this paradox? You can cram for hours and forget everything on the exam, or you can study for just a couple of hours and remember it for life. The difference isn't talent or IQ. The difference is technique. In this video, you'll get a step-by-step guide to hacking your memory and cutting your study time in half. We'll break down a crazy 19th century experiment in which one scientist read 15,000 meaningless words. You'll learn why your brain deliberately deletes 50% of information within 30 minutes and how to stop it from happening. We'll show you why traditional memorization is the worst way to learn, backed by real data, and reveal the interval method, scientifically proven to boost memory by 74%. It doesn't matter what you're studying, languages, programming, medicine. Watch until the end, and you'll walk away with a complete algorithm that will change your learning forever. 1885, the man who tested memory to its limits. To understand the core idea, we have to go back to 1885. At that time, psychology looked more like philosophy, and memory was considered something mystical. But German scientist Hermann Ebbinghaus wanted to turn magic into physics. So he did something borderline insane. He became his own laboratory rat. He knew that if he memorized poems or prose, the brain would rely on meaning and associations, ruining the data. So he created 2,300 completely meaningless syllables like zuck and QAX. It was scientific obsession at its purest. To the monotonous tick of a metronome, Ebbinghaus read these lists out loud. He did it 15,000 times. 15,000 repetitions of nonsense, all to measure the limits of human memory. He learned, tested himself, wrote everything down, waited, tested again, repeating this for years. Much of his data was lost, but the part that survived revealed one of the most important psychological laws ever discovered. The forgetting curve. Why your brain deletes files. The result of Ebbinghaus's suffering became a graph we now call the forgetting curve, and it's terrifying. The human brain works like a leaky bucket. The steepest drop happens almost instantly. Within 30 minutes, about 50% of newly learned information disappears without a trace. After 24 hours, only 20 to 30% remains. Imagine studying a difficult subject all day only to wake up remembering a quarter of it. And this isn't your fault. Evolution designed forgetting as a feature, not a bug. If information isn't used, the brain considers it trash, taking up valuable neural space. Forgetting follows a strict mathematical law, like gravity, but Ebbinghaus discovered how to cheat this law. The interval method, how to outsmart the system. Ebbinghaus noticed something extraordinary. If you repeat information at the right moment, forgetting slows dramatically. This led to spaced repetition. The secret isn't in studying harder, it's in repeating at precise intervals. After 1 day, 7 days, 16 days, 35 days. This works because you return to the material just as the brain is about to delete it, but hasn't yet. Studies show this method is 74% more effective than traditional studying. A student who crams before an exam remembers only about 20% a month later. A student using intervals remembers up to 95% while spending less total time studying. This is the scientific secret of efficient learning. Active recall. Why rereading doesn't work. Most people study passively. They reread a chapter, highlight lines, nod along thinking, yeah, I know this. This is the biggest illusion in education. You're not learning. You're just recognizing text. Real learning happens only through effort, through active recall. Read a paragraph, close the book, and try to reconstruct it from memory. It feels difficult. Your brain resists. But that struggle triggers the production of Krebs protein, which physically strengthens synapses. Studies reveal a brutal difference. Students who reread remember 29%. Those who force themselves to recall remember 57% or more. If learning feels easy, you're not learning.
Desirable difficulties, the paradox of easy learning. We instinctively think easy learning is good learning. Research says the opposite. Psychologist Robert Bjork coined the term desirable difficulties. If you repeat material while it's still fresh, you gain almost nothing. You're just recycling it through short-term memory. Real transformation happens when the info starts to fade. You need to struggle to recall it. That strain pushes the memory into long-term storage. Easy learning evaporates by 70% within a month. Hard learning, the kind that makes you sweat, loses only 20%. It's like lifting weights. If the bar isn't heavy, you won't get stronger.
Interleaving why chaos beats order. Another myth, you should study topics in perfect order. Chapter 1, then Chapter 2. That's blocked practice and it loses to interleaving, mixing different topics. Study a bit of math, then some language, then history. Messy, confusing chaos. Your brain feels overwhelmed. Yet studies from 2021 revealed a stunning twist. Students using blocked practice performed better immediately, but 3 weeks later, interleaving students scored 125% higher. Why? Because real life never gives you one type of problem at a time. Interleaving forces your brain to distinguish, compare, and retrieve knowledge flexibly. It builds true mastery, not rote memorization. How to apply this? Your new study schedule. Here's how to start right now. Forget marathon study sessions. Build a system. Example, learning vocabulary. Day 1, learn the words, 30 to 60 minutes. Day 2, first review, 10 minutes. You forget half. Perfect. Day 8, second review, 5 minutes. Day 16, third review, 3 minutes. Day 35, final reinforcement. The intervals grow, the time shrinks. You can use flashcards or apps like Anki or Quizlet, which calculate ideal intervals automatically. The rule is simple. Don't review daily. Review when forgetting begins.
The myths blocking your genius. Let's destroy a few myths. My brain works better at night. Fact, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., cognitive performance peaks. You must understand before you memorize. Fact, memorization often creates the foundation for understanding. If I forgot something, I must be stupid. Fact, forgetting is the engine of learning under spaced repetition. And no, intelligence isn't fixed. The difference between A students and D students is often not IQ, but technique. One uses active recall, the other rereads and mistakes familiarity for knowledge.
Conclusion, forgetting is your tool. Everything comes down to one shift in mindset. Stop fighting forgetting, start using it. Memory is not a warehouse. It's a living network that strengthens only through challenge. Try this method for 1 month. Pick a subject, use spaced repetition, mix topics, and above all, test yourself with the book closed. You'll feel your mind transform. As Ebbinghaus himself might say, repetition is the mother of learning, but only when timed correctly. Don't try to remember everything at once. Trust the system, and it will remember for you.